confronting the ghosts. One morning, the engines were in the sheds complaining about the ghosts getting resurrected, and they all hated it. "We better find out who's behind all this," said Thomas. "I don't even like all that." "Me too," said Linnaeus. "I don't even like the sound of those ghost stories. They really frighten me," she said. "Also," said Billy, "I heard a woman scream in the tunnel last night, and I didn't know it was a woman or a ghost." Then Henry, who had heard enough, soon spoke out. I think it's that new engine who's done it," he said, "and I think he's the cause of it, and it's time I say he's done it," he said. But then all the other engines agreed. "Right," said Billy, "we have to raise the alarm. I'm afraid we found our catcher." As soon as the alarm bell went on, the engine woke up with a start. "Owner," he shouted, "they've realised it was us. Come take me away, we need to escape," he shouted. He had had enough steam and went out of the sheds. And he went through where the sheds was. He raced past by the sheds when he didn't know that they'd caught him in the act. "There he is," said Linnaeus. "Catch him! He needs to be brought back to the yards. They're not letting him go anywhere." And the engines had all made up their decision and raced off to catch the engine. And so the engine and all the other engines were having a terrible mad one. They started racing around bends, and they puffed through tunnels. And then James was at the big station taking on water when he saw the engine getting away, and then he heard a pair of familiar whistles. There, from the chase, were Henry, Linnaeus, Billy, and Thomas. "After that engine!" they shouted. "Right," said James, and they both steamed off to catch the engine. And they were all racing after him as fast as their wheels could carry them. "Owner, go faster!" cried the engine. "I've never been this so scared in my life!" he cried. The owner made him go faster, and he was so powerful he even raced up the hill, and then went speeding through a windmill. "Oh dear! Oh help!" The engine tried so hard to go fast until at last he found the tunnel where he will soon meet his doom. "He's escaping at the tunnel," said Henry. "After him! Don't let him escape!" shouted Billy, Thomas and James together, with Linnaeus trying to catch up. Then the engine, trying so hard to escape, was trying to make his plan a success, but it wasn't a good plan for long. He bumped into someone in the tunnel. "Ow!" said the voice. There, pushing the engine out of the tunnel, was none other than Fergus the traction engine. He found the engine inside the tunnel, and he spoke severely to the engine and his owner. You and your owner have caused a disturbance. We're taking you back to the yards, and you will pay dearly for the consequences," he huffed. And then he took the engine back to the yards. After that, Fergus shunted the engine into Knatsford Yards where the troublesome trucks sleep at. He made sure the engine didn't move a wheel inch. When the Fat Controller found out, he spoke severely to the owner. "I do not approve of ghosts living in my railway. You have caused a disturbance. You will spend some quality weeks at the yards and you will stay there, he said. An engine is going to take you back to the mainland. Your engine stays with me because I see potential in it. Yes, sir, said the owner sadly. Weeks had passed after the incident, and the owner had just climbed into his red engine and said his goodbyes and farewells to his big green engine, and the engine and the owner set off to the mainland. The poor green engine felt sad for saying goodbye to his owner. This was the man that had saved him from scrap, and now he realised the Fat Controller was going to scrap him again. But the Fat Controller was smiling. I know what you're thinking, and I would never scrap any engine on my railway. Join us, and this island, which is my island, will be a home for you. You will be my engine forever because I know you have potential. You will join us, and together this world will be a better home for you. The engine smiled happily. And from now on, the island of Seldor was where the engine truly stayed. The island of Seldor became his home. He still had his green paint and his red stripes like Henry, but he was also happy to be owned and bought by the Fat Controller.